Hello everyone and welcome for this session. I am Professor Kakade Vidi and we are learning transportation engineering. So in the transportation engineering we have learned uh, first chapter. This is the second chapter which is your these are sorry which is geometric design of highway. In the previous lecture, we have learned which content came in this come in this chapter. These are the simple points which we generally include in this chapter. So pavement characteristics, cross slopes, camber, curve, road margin, formation, side distance, etc., etc. These were the main points which are highlighted in a geometrical design. Why we generally done the geometrical design? We done the geometrical design because it is need to be trans the transportation need to be secure. Okay, safety. The more safety came after the we designed the highway by geometrical design. Then efficiency, economy, comfort, that kind of the things which are enhance the experience of a traffic and improves the importance related to the particular situation. So that's why we generally do that things or geometrical design. So in this design we have learned what is the width of a pavement and how the width affect. These are the width conditions, like for a single lane or double lane road, how much the width should be provided. Why we use that kind of a width? Because the main motto regarding providing of a width is to movement of a traffic with a proper what we can say, the proper margin. Okay, if someone tried to overtake the vehicle, it will not be affect on the stability of the particular vehicle. So that's why the particular margin along with consideration of a width of the vehicle is important. In the cross slope or camber is the slope, it is the lateral slope provided to the road surface. Okay, so whatever the surface provide, whatever the came in a width direction, it is came as the lateral. So the lateral slope provided is known as a cross slope or camber. The camber provided because it is need to keep the surface of a road, to keep the surface of a road as much as dry. Okay, if the surface is wet or there is a no continuous water is stabilized there, it might be make a problem to the stability of a road. So that's why the cross slope is important. Here you can see the Here you can see to drain off the water from the road surface. This is a statement. Okay. So that statement indicate main purpose of the cross slope is to drain off the water. There are several many concepts which generally came after camber provision, but most important, draining of the water. Drainage and disposal of water from a pavement is considered important because of the following reason: to maintain the stability of the surface condition and to increase the life of the pavement. How we are increasing the stability? Okay, so you must to know that the top surface, okay, the top surface is known as pavement, okay, or impervious surface. Then there is a sub base and subgrade. Okay, these were the main, what we can say, component of the road. Okay, so vehicle move from that surface, they don't know the bottom surface, so the bottom surface provides stability to the that portion. Sometimes you might see the patch hole on the surface, it might be the road has been settled, the curvature happens, the pressure is there, vertical water motion is there from the road surface. That kind of the things are happen because there is no proper drainage of the draining of the rainwater, okay, or whatever the water on the surface. So when the surface, when water is stabilized on the surface, it might percolate at this base surface, okay, base layer. When the base layer, the water reach to the base layer, it start deteriorating the that portions, okay, that portions are made from a murum, okay, from metal, and compacted properly by aggregate and etc, but compacted properly, that's why it stabilizes the whole road, it carries the load and transfer it to the subgrade, okay, or on the ground. So this is important point, that it is must to be to avoid the water to percolate in the subgrade, to stabilize the road, to maintain the stability. Okay, if wherever you could say that at the low lying area like valley or the somewhere else at the valley curve, there might be deterioration of the surface because of the or instability in the surface because of the that phenomenon happen there. Surface condition. Okay, consider if we are providing impervious surface, okay, but sometimes it happens like that water store or stabilize or rest at the surface, it is made up from a concrete, okay, or it is made up from the bitumen. But whenever this water stabilize at the particular situation, you can understand this after some time, even it is impervious material, the whole surface might having some kind of or little bit of a percolating property. That percolating property deteriorate the upper surface also, and what we can say, the because of the friction and other forces, the whole surface get what tear off, or it get, due to the friction the hardness reduces and the other problem occurs. So that's why the surface condition also affect due to not provision of a camber. So what does the provision a camber do? Camber instantly drain off the water. What is mean by instantly? It maximally, it never let the water to be stayed on the surface and increase the life of pavement. Whenever there is a no problem, there is a great life for anything like human being also. To prevent, okay, so to prevent the stripping of a bitumen from the aggregate, okay, whenever there is a water always, uh, whenever there is a surface like, whenever there is a surface like a bitumen came in a contact after rain, it might So the water, whenever the bitumen came in contact with the water, the ductility property might be reduces, and it affect the stripping or the bonding property of the aggregate and bitumen to prevent the slippage of a vehicle running high speed. Okay, first of all, it affects the stability, the strength, and long life, etc., etc. But here the accident property also accident probability might be increases. What happen when there is a water, when there is a liquid? Okay, again mentioning the water, but it might be liquid. Whenever there is a liquid on the surface, okay, and mostly on the rigid surface, it, what happened there, the lubrication action between the tire of a vehicle and the surface portion of a road happens, and that might be slippage problem on the surface. So the friction must be the stayed at it is, so that's why we have to provide camber. The rate of a camber and cross slope is usually designed by the 1 in n. Okay, 1 in n, it means like if consider this is the slope, okay, whatever the slope, then we draw this triangle. Okay, so the vertical side is considered as a 1 according to the horizontal side at n. Okay, it means what, if you consider like 1 in whatever it is, what, 100, what it means, 1 mm vertical to the 100 mm horizontal. Consider this is the length of 100 mm. Okay, whatever you take here unit, another side is that unit consider as usual. So 1 meter, 100 meter, this is the length. So that this red line is showing the slope surface. Okay, what is the actual surface? It is shown by this red line. So the height between the actual line and this red line is 1 meter, and the horizontal distance is 100 meter. So more the n value, okay, whatever the horizontal value, this is n value, more the n value, there is a slight slope is there. Okay, the slope isn't that much of a steep, moderate slope is there. When the n value decreases, the steepness of the slope increases. Okay, so if I consider one line like 50-meter line, okay, consider this is the horizontal 50-meter line, and this is a 1 meter length. Okay, so that portion is 1 meter as usual. Okay, this is 1 meter as usual, but this portion is 15 meter only. So that's why the slope shown here is much more than the slope shown here. Okay, so we also express in the percentage also, but this is the actual weight, 1 in n, to show the slope. And what is the camber? Camber is the longitudinal lateral slope provided to the road. The required camber of the pavement depends on the type of the pavement surface and amount of road. If there is a heavy rain topography, in that situation you have to provide camber, the steepness as much as steep Okay, as possible. Okay. Here are the value of a camber according to type of surface and amount of rainfall. When there is a cement and bituminous surface, it is an impervious surface, 1 in 50 or 1 in 60. That kind of the slope or the camber is provided. Okay. When the bitumen surface, when thin bitumen surface is there, okay, in that situation you could provide, if a heavy rainfall topography 1 in 40, and in the high low rainfall topography 1 in 50. Waterbound macadam gravel pavement 1 in 33 and 1 in 40. Earthen road 1 in 25 and 1 in 33. So understand that kind of a thing. Then there are two situations. When there is a rigid pavement, low permeability material is used for the pavement. In that situation, you have to provide this very light slope camber, and as the permeability of the surface material increases, the stiffness of the slope also increases. So there are three types of a camber, which is parabolic, straight line and combined camber. So what is a parabolic? The camber slope is provided parabolically. When there is a parabolic or straight camber, the centrifugal force keep the vehicle at the center. Okay, it try to keep or let the vehicle move at the center portion as much as possible. Parabolic camber is efficient, or we can say that easy for the or feasible for the flexible pavement. Straight line camber is feasible for the rigid pavement. Combined pavement, it is very difficult to construct. That's why it is most of time it is not accepted or carried out. Median is provided between two sets of traffic lane. Okay, what is median? Median is divider which separates the lane from one lane to another lane. Okay, when there is a direction of traffic is changes, if the length of this is two lane traffic, okay, this is one lane, this is another lane, and the vehicle moving from this direction and this is moving from that direction. So when the divider or mediate or traffic separator is not provided, that vehicle might overtake from that direction. Okay, so the accident probably increases, that collision might happen and traffic jam may be there. Sometimes you might see that, most of time might see that in the particular lane there is a more traffic than another lane. So whenever that kind of things happen there, the traffic, when there is a separator, the another lane traffic moves smoothly. But if there is no mediator or traffic separator, the traffic at the both lane get stuck at the same time. So that's why the traffic mediator is important. The medium is provided between two sets of traffic lane intended to divide the moving on opposite direction. And understand this concept. Divide the traffic moving opposite direction. Okay, whenever there is opposite direction, at that time we generally provide this. Okay, if there is a two lane, okay, if there is a two lanes are provided there, at such situation, two lane are provided for the single direction traffic. At such situation, you don't have to provide the divider or mediator. The main function of a median is to prevent the head or collision between vehicle moving in the opposite direction. If one, if so, I told you that from the head collision is prevented by this portion. There is also one another what you can say advantage, that the reflection from the opposite direction vehicle is just avoided by providing divider. Sometimes many times it is happen like that. If one vehicle coming from opposite direction, their headlight glares the or reflect the on the eye of another lane driver, and that driver might be uncomfortable by that thing. So that's why we generally provide divider and the arboriculture like a median obstruction to prevent the lighting. Next, traffic separator used in form of a pavement marking, physical divider or area separator. Here is the portion. Here is the traffic separator. This portion is traffic separator. Okay. The values for the traffic separator is shown here. For the expressway, desirable to be 15 meter, but if not, the minimum should be 10 meter. Other highways, for national highway and others, for 5 meter and 3 meter. Intersection of urban road, 5 meter and 1.2 meter. On a long bridge, it should be 1.5 meter and 1.2 meter. Okay. This is the divider. Okay, you could see here in the image. Curb. Curb indicates the boundary between the pavement and median or a footpath or shoulder. Curb may be mainly divided into three groups: low curb, semi-barrier type curb, and barrier type curb. Okay. So this is the curb portion. Okay. This portion, okay, this portion, the elevated portion also. So this portion is known as curb. Why the curb is provided? To avoid the collision from the footpath or pedestrian to the vehicle, and many more reasons to avoid the moving of a vehicle from the footpath or another many reasons. So this portion is shoulder. That white line is showing that the lane is opposite side of the or the another side of the this line. So prohibition of a moving vehicle. Okay, when there is a stopping vehicle or there is a condition when the vehicle must be passed or stop or pull out, at such situation you can cross this line, but if there is a normal situation and moving vehicle cannot cross this line, so that portion is known as shoulder. Okay, and the raised portion is known as a curb, and this horizontal portion is known as a footpath. Road margin, there are different road margin. I am again to tell you that shoulder. What is the shoulder? Shoulder is provided for the parking of a vehicle for some period, for loading and unloading, for stopping for some time. Okay, guardrail, footpath, driveway, cycle track, parking lane, embankment slope, etc. With the formation or roadway, we have already seen here roadway, whole roadway. So in the early slide, we have discussed the total width of the carriageway. Okay, carriageway and roadway are the different points. So what is a carriageway? Carriageway is upper portion from where the vehicle moves, or impervious surface from where the vehicle moves. Then there is a shoulder are provided for parking, for drag of the vehicle, to loading and unloading, for stopping for some time. The rough surface provided is known as a shoulder. Shoulder should not be less than 2.5 meter. Then there is a curb provided. After curb, there is a footpath provided. So afterward, the total width portion is known as an roadway. Width of a formation or roadway is the sum of width of pavement or carriageway, including separator, if any, and the shoulder. Width of roadway are standardized by the Union Road Congress. These are the total roadway length to be provided on a plain surface by different. It might, for national and state highway, it should be 12 mm. Okay, major district road, it is 9 mm, 9 meter, sorry. Other district road, 7.5 meter, 9 meter, main road, etc. Overtaking side distance. So in the next lecture, we are going to discuss different side distance. These are important topic. In the last few years, the problem related to the side distance are asking again and again. Then there is a lot of theory portion which also asked in the exam. So that's why in the next lecture you must be present. Okay, and watch the another video also. So thank you for watching the video. We will meet again